Okay. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Are we good? Let's see. Connection says excellent. I'm able to move more or less correctly. Doesn't look like there are any difficulties. Alright. Okay, how does it look to you guys? Does it look good? I'm currently just posting the new stream link in places. That's mostly because I'm not looking at my camera, gaming nerd. All right. We are back in. We are back in business. Okay. Nice. Let me bastards back out. Alright. Chat is back in position. So yeah, apparently I cannot run this model and that many other things at once. I should be able to show off the, my VB stuff so long as I don't have music running, and that's fine because the VB Labs music is fantastic anyway. So, yeah, we should be fine from now on. And... Hey, Xanthos is here! Nice! On the subject of Xanadu's Gaming Nerd, I'm gonna check in on him and see if we have an ETA. Aaron, welcome! Yeah, I'm excited for the VV news too. Actually, you know what? Oh, they're gonna talk more about the arena as well? Do we know exactly when it's supposed to drop? Alright, see you, Xana. I mean, I meant to say Xanthos, see you, Xanthos, but Xana is now here, apparently. Woohoo! The Trash Lord approaches! Please hold. System processing. Also, I can turn off stupid mode now. Actually, no, I can't. I need that. Xana, if you can hear me, we are already streaming, so just to give you a warning. Yeah, Xana's still getting his mic set up, so no worries. October, interesting. See, I'd heard that we were getting it in September, but I don't know. I'd heard that we were getting the app in September, and then the Frontier Gems were dropping in October. And again, don't worry if you can't hear Xana, because I can't hear him yet either. I'm actually a bit behind on Ghost Game, but honestly, it is my favorite Digimon anime thus far. Like, hands down. Also, on the subject of... Oh yeah, from what we've heard, it's supposed to... Yeah, from what I've heard, it's supposed to... I'd heard it was releasing in September. I don't know why. I might be getting confused.
There we go. Woo! Damn!
Woo!
Don't let me take any more fucking vacations. I'm back.
You're not allowed to go on vacation anymore.
Oh my goodness. Hold on. Hold on. Just do something real quick.
Alright. Dare I even consider asking if you're going to try and use your webcam?
Alrighty. Do something real quick. Oh no. Not the camera. Not the camera. Oh, cool.
Oh my god, that helmet looks so cool.
What's poppin', everybody?
Hold on, I need to make it so people can see that. Okay. That pop out, and perfect. Studio mode off. Collabs grid activate.
So first of all, sorry, I suck.
No worries, we had plenty of time to talk about the new news and stuff, as well as my new model.
I love the new model, by the way.
Thank you. Just because I like flexing, check this out. Goggle toggle. Oh wait, I'm not sharing it with you. You can't see yet.
Oh, I'm watching the stream. Are you putting your glasses on? Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. I have gotten terrifyingly good at... I've gotten terrifyingly fast at making these.
Yeah, because I was keeping track of everything while I was on vacation, and I saw you mention that you were working on it, and then like the next day you were done already.
Yeah. So yeah, what are your thoughts about the Digimon color before we get into our brain explosions?
Yeah, hold on. Let me, Woo! That thing is hot and tight. Alrighty.
You were so close to making a Spaceballs reference. So close.
So, first of all, holy shit. That's like my
Once
first
again,
initial reaction.
The end times are upon us. Bandai has given us almost exactly what we've asked for, and now I just have to hope and pray that I can use the same powers that got us the Legend Arm stims.
Okay. I just want to... Can we just have like a live, like, a screaming... Just us screaming that it's real? Like, it's real. It's real. It's real! It's real! We did it!
We did it!
We did it! We did it!
Look at the bottom of the screen. Look at this little Ryudomon bastard, who is also a fucking Ragnarlordmon. We did it!
We literally did it. Like, we did it. Like, yes. We were championing the shit out of this. And not only did we get Legend Arms Dim, but we got Ryudomon too. So happy.
Legend Arms
I'm so excited.
And Ryudomon in the same set as a brand new motherfucking crack team member.
Oh yeah, I forgot I forgot Espimon is a member of the crack team.
Not only is Espimon a member of the crack team, Hover Espimon is also a member of the crack team.
Oh, even his evolutions, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's the first time we've had, like, that is so completely insane. That means that technically speaking, not only do we have a full rookie and champion line from which all the other crack team mons could theoretically evolve, but also Espimon is so new that it's only ever digivolved from the Ludomon babies. That
amazing.
means that Espimon, as a newly discovered Digimon, has to have been created by the crack team from Legend Arms data.
Oh, Ghost Game's gonna be fucking lit, man.
Ghost Game is going to be amazing. I need to catch up so badly. Trick Rooms.
Yeah, me too. I believe
I'm Ghost Game.
Yeah, I believe I'm like 2 episodes behind. I can't remember what the last episode I saw was.
Oh.
We actually do have an entire episode about the Crack Team.
Yes, we do have an episode about the Crack Team. To sum it up, the Crack Team are a group of human hackers that have been involved with the digital world basically since its creation. And basically the Crack Team has been active ever since. They played a part in the creation of a multitude of cyborg Digimon from the original Digital Monster series. They are responsible for the creation of Machinedramon, and they employ a number of cyborg Digimon due to the ease of modification that they allow.
Yeah, so I just left a link to our episode on like the Hackermons, the Crack Team, etc. That was one of the more mind-blowing episodes for sure.
Yeah, and this one I can thankfully say is not necessarily one of our most mind-blowing episodes, but
yeah,
it's setting things up.
We said that last time, and I don't know. We said that last time. We both were like, "Whoa, wait a second."
All right, let's see if we can go let's see if we can break through. We can keep ourselves in the stratosphere this time.
So, to go back to the color real quick, just to talk about it real quick.
Do that because I'm actually pulling up my script anyway.
Perfect. I will distract them. So the color, if anyone's wondering what my opinions are, is holy and shit. I'm very happy. I was hoping that it was going to be like a full color version 20th. It's not a full color version 20th. It's a full color version 1 and 2, which is still dope.
They are planning on releasing more in the future if they get enough support.
Yeah, I highly doubt these will not sell amazingly well. If they could get stuff like the X, that was like essentially a new idea, to sell as well as it did, I have no doubt in my mind that the color version 1 and 2 is going to sell like hotcakes. My hope is that, obviously we'll get version 3, my favorite of the OGs. Also version 5 is another one of my favorites, but I like version 3 a lot. 3, 4, and 5. And then eventually, what I would love to see is, obviously, a pendulum color. That would be sick.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
I cannot imagine the hype that would be generated from that. And then, obviously, once we're done with that, then we can get, like, an actual, like, other than the Vital Brace, like, an actual full color V-Pen. That would be awesome.
Yeah. Very quickly, it looks like the stream is starting to lag out again.
Oh, no.
We may need to... It may be the case... I really need to find a better program than VTube Studio, because this thing just eats more RAM than Google Chrome.
Oh, yeah. My, Ray is starting to get into, like, VTubing and stuff, and I think he uses that one, too. And he has a, like, monster PC. Like, he has, I think he just upgraded his GPU to, like, a 3040 or something like that, 3050. And it makes his computer lag out. So...
Alright, I'm going to try closing the webcam because that might keep things more stable. It was stable when you were just a pixel, so let's try pixelating ourselves.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry for all that. I had to, like... There's a lot of stuff going on. But I had to do a quick grocery run. I had to pull some money out. And I had to fill my car up with gas because I was driving around. But there is an upside to all this.
Uh-huh.
I was at Walmart. So I figured...
You found
Let me go to Walmart real quick. Let me see what's there.
You found it, didn't you?
I have been looking for a Vital Hero. I know everyone's been begging me... I was gonna say Chris. Xanda, where's the Vital Hero? Where the hell is it? When are you gonna buy one? You're messing up, blah, blah, blah. I know. I've been looking for them. Bandai hasn't been returning my calls. I thought they were gonna send me a couple. I don't know if they ever are. So I went to Walmart, and I was already guessed it. your boy does have the Walmart exclusive. What is it? Dinosaur Roar? Yes, Dinosaur Roar. Yeah. I don't know when the hell I'm gonna unbox this. This will eventually be getting unboxed and shown off on the channel. Don't you worry your heads, but I figured I'd reveal that to you guys while you're watching. Yeah, very excited for that. Very excited because it's it's a retail full color English device. Like that's
insane.
Awesome. Insane. Apparently the BE isn't gonna have Type C, but the color is gonna have Type C.
I think that what happened there is people complained about the BE not having Type C, so they put it on the color while it was still in development.
It's just it's weird to me. Like that should have been the default from the get go. Like I'm kind of mad. Like the BE's not gonna have Type C. Like that's annoying. I really wish the BE had Type C.
All right, hold on. Guys, is the stream coming through properly, or is it breaking down again?
I turned off my webcam just in case to see if that would help anything.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna have to switch back to my old model.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
It's okay. I like the Bell model a lot.
Yeah. I mean, that is basically what this one's supposed to be. It's just this one moves. Let's see.
We need Omegamon Ultra D. I mean, they were being cheeky about that. I wonder if, like, it's not going to be Ultra S. It's going to be, like, a new one. What do you think, Ozu? You think we're gonna get a new Omnimon, or is it just gonna be?
I would not. I think it's probably just gonna be the straight up
Ultra S.
Yeah.
I think so too. You know what? Honestly, I'll take that. I did come in and started lagging. I'm not surprised. It is true. It must be me. I bring the scuff.
Okay. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Let me try doing it this way. I am now a still image. My hubris knows no bounds and has been thoroughly annihilated until I get a better program.
Dang it.
But yeah, my only complaint about the digital monster version about the Digimon color is Bandai. One of the most absolutely overall appreciated things that you've introduced recently is having multiple rosters in the form of interchangeable memory cards.
Yeah.
Why would you go back to one roster per device?
Because money.
But it's not, though. Because they could have just made a device that could also use the memory cards, and it would have sold better than our Vital bracelets.
They're trying to double dip, I guess.
Yeah.
It's got to be that. Like, I feel like it's like they're just trying to like double dip.
And it looks like the lag's gonna stop now, guys. So we should be good.
We have destroyed Lagmon. Hopefully, they will not return.
Yeah. All right. So let's get to our Monspiracy. Now that the lag's gone. So today's Monspiracy is on the origin of Digimon species.
Woo-woo.
So, what is this? A science class? Yes, I thought you guys would have noticed that by now. You have literally just been coming to my cyberzoology lectures this entire time.
Wait a second, I've been learning?
Yep. But bear with me, I promise you this one's a little bit more interesting than the thing. DWO. I rebooted that Pulsemon into a Ryudomon. Specifically one that became Ragnalordmon, which is why its armor color is changed.
Have you been able to port these over yet into the brace?
I can. So I'm actually waiting on that because what would need to, basically there's a blocker on the everything from Dynasty of Evil forward has a password on it that prevents dim tampering. So if you
no one's cracked that password? No one's been able to crack that password? That's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's weird. It's a pain in the ass, basically. But on the bright side, there's the possibility that that password will be completely neglected by the BE.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. But yeah, bear with me. This is going to be much more interesting than you would think. So, what is a species, scientifically speaking? A species is a group of animals that are genetically similar enough to produce fertile offspring. Basically, if their babies can have babies, then they're the same species. So, is it the same with Digimon? Not exactly. Digimon don't reproduce like biological organisms do. They're presumably spawn like in a computer system, and they reincarnate when they die. So yeah. Now, in order to understand how a Digimon species is defined, we first need to talk about the anatomy of a Digimon, something we've covered on this channel before. So, a Digimon's anatomy consists of its Digicore, its wireframe, its texture data, and then lastly, its visualization output. Visualization output being the way that the Digimon is viewed by whatever system it's on. So, if you have a classic VPET, it's a 16 by 16 sprite. If you're looking at it through a program similar to Digimon World, you're gonna see the full-on texture for the full-on model and texture. So, different visual output, different Digimon, right? Not exactly. There are plenty of Digimon that share a name with each other, even going back to the OG VPETs, some of which seem to retcon their older versions. For example, the Pendulum versions of both Greymon and Whammon. Pendulum Greymon changes the sprite to have a more defined helmet, whereas Pendulum Whammon completely changes its stage.
I love that. The whole Wambon thing is still so funny to me.
Oh yeah, 100%. Especially because the profile for Wemon Perfect is just like, yeah, they're just stronger here.
They just like hit harder now. I just love like, you know, like you can progress like a DM20 Wamon on the pendulum and just get Wamon again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like I remember I did that and I was like, I think I broke something, and everyone's like, no, he evolved. I'm like, how? It's Wamon again. Like I don't get it.
Yeah, you like. I still love that it's a thing you can do, that you can transferring a copy mod of Whammon to use as Jawgrass fodder on your Pen 20 to get to Whammon. Just this is what the franchise is all about. On the subject, but I'm actually gonna get to something about that you're going to hate a little bit later. Music's a little bit loud. I can fix that. Hold on. Is that better, TWO? Continuing while we wait for the answer to come in, because chat is a bit behind. So, a differing visual output does not actually separate a species. Well, Half-Draggy, see, Godzilla is just what happens when you take a Dark Tyrannomon and you remove it from the version 5. That's it. That's all it is. So, the data in a Digimon's Digicore is integral to identifying the species. The Digicore itself is the kernel of the Digimon in terms of programming, or to put things in a more layman's terms, it serves the Digimon's heart, mind, and soul. A Digimon can continue to function no matter the damage to its body, so if the Digicore is unharmed, but the reverse is the opposite. If the Digicore gets damaged, no matter how safe the body is, that Digimon's gone. And yeah, there is always a bigger whale. There's always a bigger Whammon. The data inside of a Digicore is expressed through the Digimon's appearance, and many taming systems have evolution directly affected by feeding specific data into the Digicore. Case in point, the Digimon Excel.
Now, as far as Digicores are concerned, if a Digimon's Digicore is gone, then it's like gone, right? Like that's like full death if their Digicore is destroyed, right?
Not exactly. So, the two kinds of death that can occur is a Digimon having enough damage to its body in order to revert to Digitama, in which case the Digicore was still intact and it basically just needs to heal itself. Then there's Then, if the Digicore is damaged, the data will kind of scatter away from the area, but recollect itself, basically at Anubismon's joint, to be weighed and judged, and possibly be sent to the dark area, depending on the outcome. According to that one profile that we read that one time. But, the important thing to remember is that the data of the Digicore, combined with the Digimon's behavior, is what determines the visualization output. Okay, yeah, the music's better now. Awesome. So, if the Digicore and Digimon's behavior are what determine the visualization output, but two Digimon of the same species, say Agumon, can evolve into completely different Digimon, such as Greymon versus Numemon, depending on their data intake, how can they both be Agumon if the data they're receiving isn't the same? Yeah, Cypher, that's actually another interesting thing about the Digicore. There are two cases in which the Digicore will be noticeably visible. The first is on undead Digimon, where aspects of their texture data has decayed, and as such it's kind of out in the open. And the other is when a Digimon's Digicore kind of hovers outside of its body, simply because it is too powerful to be contained within its body. Case in point, the Digimon Saga.
I think Sharyuman also apparently those two orbs he's holding are his Digicore.
Oh, interesting. That makes it an even better pre-evolution for Microlordmon, honestly.
Yeah, honestly.
So yeah, any thoughts on how they can both be Agumon?
Is it because they evolved now?
Well, it has to do with what qualifies as a Digimon subspecies. Basically, the idea, as far as I can tell, is that there is a range of values in terms of data that Digimon Capture interprets as a specific Digimon. And within that range, there is both a soft cap and a hard cap. So, Digimon that fall within the range of, let's say, 0 to the soft cap are what we'd call a neotype Digimon for a given species. In science, a neotype is, or I believe it's either neotype or holotype, I don't remember. I was watching too much paleontology stuff and I got confused. But, basically, it boils down to, this is the standard specimen of the species from which we're going to determine whether anything else is this species or not. Yeah, the Sovereigns do have multiple Digicores. And yeah, Chaosmon has 2 Digicores, and one of them is actually bursting out of its body due to the unique nature of its fusion status. So, Neotype Digimon, it sets the standard for that species, or falls very close to that standard. Beyond the Neotype range, a Digimon's name will change in order to better identify it. So, past the soft cap, between the soft cap and the hard cap, is what I call Variant Digimon. A Variant Digimon is a Digimon that has what would be considered a minor amount of difference between itself and the Neotype Digicore. This would include something like a color change, an attribute change, a power difference, or a level difference. Digimon with a year or series subtype would also fall into this category. In short, if the naming convention consists of Xmon specification in parentheses, or Xmon specification, that would be a variant of that Digimon species. So, something like Gabumon versus Gabumon Black, or what's another good example? Don't worry. To be honest, that basically boils down to human input makes Digimon growth go faster. Basically, that's all that is. Ah, thank you, Cypher. Okay, it's holotype, not neotype. I got confused. But yeah, so for example, Metal Greymon versus Metal Greymon vaccine, that would be a variant Digimon. They're both Metal Greymon species. Whereas, Whammon Perfect. Whammon Perfect is a variant. Yes, exactly. And that's why, for example, Cross Wars Metal Greymon is still considered Metal Greymon, because it's also a Metal Greymon variant.
Interesting.
Another good way to spot a variant Digimon is that in the new Digimon card game, they will not have a specification on their card. It will just say the species name.
I never noticed that.
Yeah. So, what happens when you pass that hard cap for the species? That's when you get to the subspecies. A Digimon that would be considered to have a major amount of difference between itself and the Holo-type Digicore would be a subspecies. A Digimon that is a subspecies of another Digimon type is usually referred to as such in its encyclopedia entry. For example, Blitz Greymon is explicitly stated in its encyclopedia entry to be a War Greymon subspecies. This would be outside the range of the variant naming convention. So, if the naming convention boils down to specification Xmon or specification space Xmon, that would count as a subspecies. So, like, I would say Agumon Expert. Mode changes are usually a case of... Mode changes would be a variant. Though, to be honest, they tend to appear more often as a direct shift from their holotype, so they don't feel like a separate Digimon stage in most cases. Though, we have artificially caused them to come about without utilizing that, so... it's possible. Agumon Expert would be a variant, whereas Snow Agumon or Yuki Agumon would be a subspecies. If that makes sense. You follow?
Hey, my brain hurts.
Alright, well, I suggest you strap on a helmet, as otherwise your brain may be launching soon.
Putting that one back on.
So next up, it's time to talk about species family. Yes, Gaomon is a Gazumon subspecies, exactly. So Mamemon would be the species. Things like Metal Mamemon, Big Mamemon, Catch Mamemon, Prince Mamemon, those would be subspecies. And then Giromon and Tekkamon would also technically be considered subspecies if they were considered a part of the Mamemon species family, which is what we're getting to.
Are the X's?
X's would be variants.
Okay.
So, a species family is the collective of a holotype Digimon and all its variants and subspecies. So, the Greymon species family includes all Greymon, excluding Vtramon and Durugurumon. Because those are doublesums.
Okay.
I personally would make the argument that Vtramon could fit in, but Durugurumon is just an unfortunate doublism.
Yeah.
The most well-known and well-documented species family in regards to Digimon cyberzoology is by far the Greymon species family, which includes all dragon monsters. Its holotype is actually Dracomon, which contains the most pure/concentrated dragon factor data of all Digimon known that we know. However, any Digimon that has Draymon as a part of its name is considered a part of this species family, and some... Alright, see ya, Order. Any Digimon that has Draymon in its name is a part of this species family, and some other species families, such as Greymon, fall into this group as well. However, being in the same species family does not imply any kind of direct evolution. We're not talking about something where, like, because all dog breeds are dogs, they all have a common ancestor. We're talking about a completely different kind of logic system. As stated above, the determining factor in what is considered a species or subspecies, yes, Thunderballmon, I think is what you're talking about, Jonathan, and yes, I believe that is a Mamamon subspecies. But yeah, the determining factor is how closely the Digicore's data matches the holotype, not if a Digimon evolves to or from that family. So, neither Gabumon nor Elicmon are members of the Angemon species family, but both can evolve into Angemon. Marine Angemon is not a member of the Angemon species family, despite bearing Angemon in its name. Yeah, Half-Draggy. Ancient Greymon is the original, technically speaking. We're gonna get to that in a future episode.
Oh god.
But yeah, so... Digimon species. See, that's the fun part, Vandra. I can't make a diagram for this. Because the diagram for this basically says that if you have enough data on poop in your Digicore, you are a species of Scoomon.
Oh boy.
In fact, that's actually canon because there are multiple instances where encountering a Scoomon can have it overwrite the amount of data in your Digimon's Digicore with enough shit to turn it into a Scoomon. Hell, the twin does it with Burtmon! I broke him, everyone. I broke Xena.
I'm putting the helmet on.
Yeah? Yeah, so, any thoughts? Any questions?
How come every time we do this, I feel like I know less and less about Digimon?
Because none of us know anything about Digimon.
I don't know shit. I don't know shit.
Okay. You want to talk about not knowing shit? Do you know the kinds of horrors I've stumbled across in the time you spent gallivanting on your vacation?
It was only like 4 days.
Xander, are you familiar with the concept of the singularity?
Oh my god, are we getting to that point now?
Getting to that point, the digital world has gone through it at least 17 times of its own volition against itself.
17? Where does that number even come from?
I counted.
Oh my fucking god, dude.
And
I cannot with this shit.
And since we're only an hour in, why not do a brief timeline of the history of the ancient digital world?
Here we go, everyone. Please, do yourselves a massive favor.
In the immortal words of that guy voiced by Morgan Freeman from the Lego Movie, hold on to your butts. So, the digital world's early history, as we established, comes from basically hackers and researchers developing what were basically web servers, not from the perspective of a web browser, but rather, or a server or a computer terminal, but rather from the perspective of the Digimon capture and visualization program systems, interpreting the environments as environments. In particular, areas such as the Folder Continent were explicitly designed to have specific kinds of what was essentially environmental data in order to produce specific kinds of Digimon. Come on, Half-Draggy, we covered this in, like, episode 2!
Oh, damn, was it 2? I thought it was, like, more recent than that.
Well, I mean, we go over this almost every episode.
That's true, but I just feel like the first time we mentioned it, I feel like it was, like...
It was episode 2, because episode 2 was us covering Ravel's thing.
Yeah.
So... Oh yeah, Tricks Rooms has already suffered at the hands of this theory because you weren't here. But... So... Hackers and researchers made the digital world. When they did so, it became necessary in order to maintain the balance and stability of the digital world. For a total of 5 Digimon were established to hold a power level higher than that of the highest level of Digimon, the perfect stage. These Digimon were chosen explicitly for the purpose of creating, basically maintaining an order of structure, a server hierarchy, if you will. The 4 Digimon Sovereign, human-raised Digimon that served the purpose of serving as the highest authority on the digital world network. Excuse me. But, from there, and this is the reason I actually believe that they are the first established system in the digital world and established by humans, each of the 4 holy beasts technically would report to Huanglonglan. Reporting to them, each has, as administrators, each has 3 mods. They're devas. Each deva has 3 attendants in the form of armor digivolutions. Submods. This is literally a network account hierarchy. This is clearly human implemented. So what changed? Well, we've already covered that. Last time back when Hazard was here, we spent quite some time talking about the trash hole, didn't we?
Oh yeah, the trash hole.
Trash hole. Yeah, the trash hole, which came into existence because Lucemon, prior to its rebellion, slammed Huanglongmon down into the depths of the system, creating a recycling bin in the process. If this happened prior to Lucemon's rebellion, that means Lucemon was acting on the orders of Colonel. So, that means that Colonel actively targeted and disrupted the human control of the digital world. Singularity 1, everybody!
Oh my god.
Now then, what happens next? The digital world is now under Colonel's control. Colonel is the top dog. Technically speaking, the 4 holy beasts are still are still responsible for maintaining stability once everything got back to normal. But Colonel's top dog now. From there, the digital world started to become less and less of a human passion project, and more its own self-sustaining system. And while this is going on, Lucimon has a question. If we're trying to create a better world than what the humans made for us, why not remove Digimon's combat instinct so they can live peacefully? But Colonel didn't want no Thomas. And so Lucimon starts a rebellion. Singularity 2, everybody!
Oh my god.
So, in the process of trying to put down this rebellion, Colonel realizes it's severely fucked up because it made Lucimon basically equally powerful to itself. So, what's a newly minted AI god to do? Isekai some people, of course. Now, I don't mean isekai literally, we're not getting into, like, some adventure shit, but the idea is that it would have reached out to human groups that were still involved with the digital world for aid. For example, as we all know, Lucimon's rebellion was put down by none other than the Warrior 10, which we are going, like I mentioned earlier, we are going to talk about the Warrior 10 in a future episode, but to drop a little bit of a hint of what that would be about, the reason that the Warrior 10 all share the ancient super type, despite that not making any sense for their original appearance, and the reason that upon their death they did not revert to Digitalma, but rather broke down into items that granted authority over a specific element. Let's just say they weren't Digimon in the first place.
Mind you, how many times has the Warrior 10 episode been rewritten at this point?
Remember when I said last time I had to rewrite that like 7 times?
Oh my god.
Yeah, that script had only been in the oven for about, I want to say, 1/10 of the time that the Warrior 10 script has.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Warrior 10 episode was... Oh my god, yeah, the Warrior 10 episode was initially supposed to be like, I don't know, like, fucking... We should have been past it. It was supposed to be a really early episode. Mm-hmm. But things just keep coming out that break the lore and reshape it.
Do you want to know? Do you want to know how much effort the Warrior 10 episode took, you guys? Do you want to know? You want to know what I had to do? I had to get Karn's help to double check my work on O2.
Oh, yeah.
The Warrior 10 episode is absolutely terrifying.
I'm terrified to see that script.
I'm terrified to go back and look at that script.
I'm just waiting for like us to finally like get down and like record that, and then like Ghost Game to come out with an episode and it just fucking like does something crazy.
Listen, if anything is going to happen with the Ghost Game episode after we release the Warrior 10, it's going to be literally introducing the characters I made up for that script. Oh, yeah. That's the other thing. The Warrior 10 script has gotten so convoluted that that it stopped becoming a theory and started becoming a fanfic.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, enough about the Warrior 10, because they aren't the only ones that Colonel brought into this. The others, our favorite bastards who cannot stay out of the conversation, the Crack Team.
My favorite.
Specifically,
though, I love the Crack Team.
How do you defeat a Digimon that has the power of basically the entire digital world administrative system against it? You create something with no power cap. You create the Infinity Dragon.
Ah, okay. So that's the reason why we made him Mugendramon.
So, the Warrior 10 and Mugendramon successfully managed to take down Lucemon. Yes, Karn as in Carniax. He helped me review the script He helped me by reviewing the script that I wrote for the Warrior 10 episode to make sure the things that I wrote about O2 and Armor Evolution were consistent with the lore. As well as the Frontier stuff, because he's a big fan of that season as well. But, yeah. They managed to take down Lucemon. Lucemon fall downs mode. The powers, the Warrior 10, excluding ancient Grey and Garurumon equivalents, end up being destroyed in the process, and the other two go on to participate in putting down Mugendramon because its existence is a threat to the entire network. How do they do it? Well, that's when Suzanomon comes in. If you take a look at Suzanomon's encyclopedia entry, we end up with the knowledge that its existence reboots the digital world. It destroys the current digital world and creates a new one. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how the Mugen overflow bug is solved. In order to do so, Suzanomon recreates the digital world with no power cap. Now, an aspect of our theory about the Warrior 10, while I mentioned that they were not Digimon, there are some exceptions. Specifically, Ancient Greymon and Ancient Garurumon are said exceptions. Suzanomon, as the precursor to all Omegamon XPs ever to exist, is Singularity 4. Now, continuing on from here, what else did Suzanomon do? Well, it kind of depowered Colonel a little bit. See before, Colonel was basically an all-out dictator over the entire network, and while it still maintains a fair amount more control than the four holy beasts, individual computers have a bit more freedom now, specifically host computers.
Ah.
Host computers, such as Yggdrasil and Homeros. And, oh yeah, let's throw in Witchelney a little bit too, because here's the thing. Yggdrasil, we all know about Project Dark. The entirety of the Digimon population rising up against their literal deity in order to put a stop to that shit. Even convincing its highest network authorities to turn on it. Singularity 5. Homeros! Its Royal Knight equivalent! Hey, Gazi, dedicated Gazi's here!
Ooh!
Yeah. Ooh, I'd like to see that, but our Olympus 12 are famously known for prior to Homeros accepting them as its equivalent of the Royal Knights, were actually banished from its server for trying to stop its anarchy. Singularity 6 or
Wait.
7. I'm losing count.
The Olympus 12 was from a server prior?
The Olympus 12 started out on Iliad, which was run by Homeros. Homeros is a full, true-blooded anarchist.
Gotcha.
The Olympus 12 attempted to establish a semblance of order, following in the concept of the Royal Knights, which they had heard of. Upon establishing themselves as a means of creating order in Iliad, Homeros is like, no, fuck you, and kicks them all out over to Yggdrasil.
Wow.
Currently, it is established that they are the Royal Knights equivalent for Iliad, which means they got back, and they convinced Homeros to not be an anarchist anymore. So
Really
another
cool.
singularity. Witch Elmy. Oh, Witch Elmy. Do I even need to say out loud that virtual life forms learning how to program and rewrite the world around them would count as each individual one of them essentially being a minor deity in their own right? High-level programming language means that these Digimon have the capacity to not only just be, let's say, on par with Digimon of a much higher level given the amount of time to prepare. They're programming, Xana. They're at hacker level.
Oh.
That's another singularity in the box right there.
Holy shit. I didn't even think about it like that. I just love the idea that, like, in that logic, programming in and of itself, what we know is magic.
Mm-hmm.
And if you get even better at it, then you become a literal magician.
Mm-hmm. We've never actually been... We've only been to Iliad in Crusader, but I'm not even sure if we were actually in Iliad. That might have just been after the Olympus 12 were kicked to Yggdrasil. I do know that since the upcoming story game is supposed to focus on the 12, that will probably be there in some capacity.
Now, when you mean Crusader, like, the mobile game, or?
The card game, mobile game.
That was in Iliad?
There is an arc revolving around Jupitermon and its rookie forms.
Oh, interesting.
Or its rookie form and multitude of champion forms. Also, Gazi, while you're here, completely off-topic question, but what's your favorite version 5 champion? No particular reason, I'm just curious. But yeah, there you go. The multitude of singularities the digital world has gone through. Just in recent memory alone.
My fucking god.
That's not even counting the time that the 7 Great Demon Lords pulled their shit. Not only counting in the DMX era, but also the time back in the Twin Time era when they unleashed the Tempest program on the 4 Holy Beasts, who again, higher level of network access than them. See, that's the terrifying part about it, Draggy. A glitched or modded Digimon is still just a Digimon.
Oh yeah, true.
It's a unique one, but it's still just a Digimon. There is the possibility that it'll, like, for example, Chaosmon is canonically a glitched Digimon.
Wait, who?
Chaosmon.
Really?
Yeah. The
Oh,
digital
shit.
world is actively trying to destroy that thing because of how botched the Jogress fusion was.
Oh my god.
And modded Digimon? Have you not seen our Crack Team episode? Oh wait, no, you haven't seen our Crack Team episode.
Oh yeah, definitely check out the Crack Team episode. That's like practically almost every fan favorite Digimon is a modified Digimon, most likely.
Alright, okay, Dedicated Gazi's favorite champion on the version 5 is Dark Tyrannomon. So everyone, I'm gonna tell you right now, Monspiracy episode 7, Dedicated Gazi is the analog man.
Oh boy.
Evidence for this includes, huge version 5 fan, Gazimon into Dark Tyrannomon would then become Metal Tyrannomon, and eventually Mugendramon. Already uses a lot of Mugendramon in his card game deck, is already planning on picking up the Analog Man for his card game deck. Very clearly, Dedicated Gazi is the Analog Man. There we go. Episode 8 next time. Just knock 7 out. We've done 3 topics today already, Xana. We're going at
We really have. We're going fucking ham. You should make this like Monspiracy episode 6, and then like
and 7 and 8
and 8, like 6 ... 7 ... and 8.
Yeah. The Chaosmon's Jogress is unstable because the Digicores didn't fuse. Yeah, PS1 Golemon is literally a walking wireframe. Another fantastic example, Chaosdramon. All of its non-cyborg parts have no texture, which I just really like. If you look at art for Chaosdramon, outside of its like cyborg armor parts and the actual organic parts of its head, everything about it is just textureless wireframe.
Oh yeah, it's just like the red wireframe, right?
Yeah.
I never noticed that. You're right. They got lazy.
Yeah. Another awesome thing. On the subject of the Crack Team, Crack Team's doing research into Legend Arms, Xana. Crack Team's looking into the Legend Arms.
Oh my god, it is. Oh Jesus Christ! Watch Spadamon end up being like they're gonna pull some shit with Spadamon.
I'd love to see them pull some shit with Spadamon. Spadamon does not get nearly enough love.
It really doesn't. Like for someone that like literally started the entire Legend Arms thing, like it doesn't really. It deserves more.
Yeah. I mean, another fun thing when you're thinking about that, not only is Espamon an evolution of the Ludomon line babies, Ludomon's line in and of itself is actively being hunted to be appropriated by use for the D Brigade.
Oh my god.
That implies there is an arms race going on between the Crack Team and the D Brigade.
We theorized that, I think, in one of the episodes.
Probably.
I believe, I fucking swear to God, I think we theorized that there is either going to be some connection or rivalry between the two.
Oh, right, because we were talking about the Sealsdramon episode.
Yeah, because in Ghost Game, Sealsdramon is, he shows up and he's like hunting, and we were like, oh, I wonder if the rest of the D Brigade is going to show up. Mm-hmm. And I wonder if they're also going to be hunting, Man, this is interesting.
It is. It so very much is. What's particularly interesting to me, though, Espimon is connected to the Legend Arms, but it can only go through the Half-Draggy. I assume you're talking about Espimon, but if you have another one, I will be fucking ecstatic. And yes, Spadamon really does need a Spear Lance evolution line. No, see, Spadamon is just the forgotten middle child, despite being... Spadamon is the forgotten eldest child of the Legend Arms. The red-headed stepchild is Armamon. Yeah, Browiludramon is a literal walking firewall, which is why I have to ask the question, why was the crack team going after the walking firewall?
Yeah, interesting.
Everything we know about them implies them to be far more proactive. So are they just covering their bases by by incorporating the strongest shield of the Legend Arms into their ranks? Or are they or is there like some kind of reason why they didn't go after the strongest sword to better enhance their systems? Maybe it's just because, like, Browiludramon kind of hovers on the arm of whoever's wielding it, whereas, like, you need to actually have fingers if you want to wield Durandamon, and none of the crack team Digimon have actual working hands.
It could be that. I mean, like, we still don't know exactly, like, how Ragnarlordmon works yet either. We don't know if it's, like, something that, like... We don't know if it's like a Royal Knight, where like it's always in that form and it's just kind of like that's who they are, or if it's like only something that shows up at like an absolute dire need of like when the time is right, it'll just show up, you know?
So, to sum up what you just said, we don't know if it's a Royal Knight or a Royal Knight.
Yeah, pretty much.
What is... I mean, I'm pretty sure we've talked about, like, the different, like, components of Ragnarlordmon's design on the channel before. But yeah. It's interesting to me, though. Because one of the strongest points we have for Espimon actively being designed to incorporate and to end up as a Legend Arms Digimon is the fact that on the other dim is Ryudamon. Like, we've been talking about it for ages, how Ryudamon is almost certainly the prototype for the Legend Arms.
Yeah.
So, it absolutely implies that the odd rookie out here is not meant to be an odd rookie out.
It has to be. Like, I find it very strange that they would associate both of these characters with the Legend Arms. It's got to be on purpose.
Especially considering that while Oryumon is known for being the Oryuken, it doesn't have the capacity to be the Oryuken. They are specifically drawing a line between Ryudamon and Zubamon as Digimon that become weapons, without giving Ryudamon's natural line the ability to achieve its weapon form. Just food for thought.
Oh boy. Okay, interesting.
Yeah. The terrifying thing about Monspiracy is that the entire thing is food for thought, but it's also in quantities of Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's food for thought until like it's the whole fucking feast. Yeah, it's the whole fucking feast, you know? Because we need to start keeping tabs. The only one that I know for sure that we've like theorized and got correct was, at least for sure, is the Digivice Double V. We we
theorized
that we called that shit like a year ago.
Mm-hmm. Oh, on the subject of things that we called and got right without knowing. Earlier, before you got here in the scuffed stream, the
scuffed pre-show.
Yeah. It was mentioned that a lot of our survive theories and stuff were very on point.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be.
I am excited to eventually play the game myself, or at least just watch all of the endings and stuff.
Yeah, I'm excited to be able to play it again.
I want to see what I got right.
Same.
Like, I so desperately want, like, me to just have, like, reach the conclusion of, and that is why Digimon is Persona. And then I'm doing the true ending of Survive, and it, like, I've got, like, and Takuba just, like, walks into a weird, like, red and black, creepy-looking subway, and is just staring down some guy in a black trench coat, and you just hear the word, Persona!
I would honestly, like, you know, we don't get many, like, weird crossovers anymore, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
I would absolutely love for them to do some kind, if not Persona, definitely like SMT and Digimon. Having a crossover would be freaking legendary.
It would be. I honestly feel like it would work better with Persona than SMT. Because...
100%.
Yeah. Just because, like, while SMT technically, like, the adventure concept kind of basically just says, it's SMT, but less likely to make you sad, it's SMT, but less likely to kill you, is basically the premise of the adventure system. But the fact that we have the soul bond reflection thing as such a core aspect of every interpretation means that it works way better as a Persona mirror. But, I mean, if we're really gonna talk about crossovers that need to fucking happen, Bandai, where is my Xaid 01 Universe Digimon Kamen Rider?
Wait, X801, like, universe? Like, crossover?
No, like, you know how that's the same timeline you told me, I think?
Maybe.
How have we not had a Digimon Rider in that timeline?
Honestly, I don't know, because they already had a crossover with Bamco with the whole Dr. Pac-Man thing.
Exactly!
So, like, I don't know what's up with that, if I'm being honest with you.
Alright, see you, Trick Rooms! She is leaving our cryptozoology lecture to go do organic chemistry instead.
Oh, cool.
Oh wait, not cryptozoology, cyberzoology. Cryptozoology is an entirely different stream that you guys do not want me to get into.
I mean, really, when you think about it, Digimon are, like, almost cryptid.
Listen, we've got at least, like, 10 more singularities to go before that happens.
Oh boy.
But yeah, oh, by the way, do you still have the 6:30 time limit, or?
No, my brother's at, in college now. So.
Alright, sweet.
So we can hang out for, like, another hour.
Nice. Alright, see you, Gazi.
Peace.
But yeah, God, I'm so excited for the upcoming stuff.
Yeah, it's like I just officially pre-ordered the 25th anniversary BEs.
Nice.
So,
I'm gonna be picking
now I
that
have
up
to-
as soon as I know the pre-orders ended. But hello Valkyra. Valkyra, I think that's how I say your name.
I think today actually is the last day you can pre-order.
Yeah, I don't get paid for another 2, so I may have to get things on the secondary market for a bit of a premium
feel that.
price, but I'm not
Sometimes
passing
Zenin-
up on that shit.
Sometimes Zenin will have some stock like after the pre-order period.
That's
so
true.
There might be a chance.
Zenin are Giga Chads.
It's super mega giga chad.
Yeah. Again, not sponsored by Zenin yet. That is one of our channel goals.
Yeah, I absolutely am just over the moon excited for what's coming next, for sure.
The BE means we can store at least 3 Digimon. I am so excited by that fact alone.
Yeah, there's that. I mean, there's like, I didn't even think about it, but like, you know, there is the possibility of us being able to hack the Digimon color.
Maybe.
Like, there might be some kind of possibility. Like, I wouldn't be too terribly surprised if someone figured out a way to do it.
Something I can say on the subject of hacking and whatnot. Vital Bracelet Arena is getting rid of capsules.
Oh!
Yeah.
Unlimited storage?
Unlimited storage.
Wow! Holy shit.
Do you know what that means?
Good on them.
Yeah, good on them. You know what else that means?
What?
It's no longer it no longer would count as going against Bandai's interests to not store
to
your
make the blue
Digimon
cards!
in capsules.
Yeah!
Oh no, you're thinking too small, my friend. Blue cards? No. Look at the screens, Anna.
Oh, the Digimon farm! Man, things are gonna be. This year's just like fucking jam packed. Is the color coming out this year, or is it gonna come out next year?
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if next year. But what I do know for certain is Bandai. Why the hell do you not just make one keychain that could use dim cards?
Yeah, it's strategic. They did it on purpose.
Yes, but like there were so many people whose basically only complaint with the Vital Brace was that it wasn't a traditional virtual pet. Did they think traditional virtual pet meant go back to the old roster system?
I think they thought, hey, we could implement this system, or we can make way more money doing it this way and having people buy, 5 different devices for a roster again.
I sincerely hope that the actual prices of the actual results of the sales on both the color and the BE for Digimon specifically are perfectly equal, just so we can convince Bandai of what if we put them together?
I hope so, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, this is exciting stuff because,
it absolutely is.
Because, the Vital Brace has essentially become its own beast at this point.
Mm-hmm. The Vital Brace becoming it, that's actually another thing that I'm wondering about. We don't, I'm wondering if... Do you think that the color is a tactic from the VPET development teams to try to, distance themselves from what the Vital Brace is becoming? Because it's kind of been hijacked by Bandai's other IPs a little bit.
Yeah. If I were to guess, I would say maybe, honestly, because the thing is, when it comes to the VPET team, I think there is still an A and B team.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's the case, if we still have an A and a B team, the A team we know for a fact after the X1 went to go start working on the Vital Brace.
Yeah. Then the B
The B
team
team-
took over for the Pen Z, and after finishing the DMX line.
Yeah. So if I had to guess, it's possible the B team might actually be working on
The color?
the B team might be working on color, which is why it's not that crazy either. Like, it's pretty simple. Like, it's just like,
It is
hey,
literally
here's
just
version one.
upgraded graphics to a digital monster system.
Yeah, it's just
could,
a
so
remastered version 1.
I'm thinking either it's that the B team is testing the water of, like, are people just done with bricks, or is it that our bricks were too simple before? And that the A team's on the vital bracelet, or that the A team stopped working on the vital bracelet and the B team take over, will they start developing the actual color and seeing what they can do with that to get people hyped? Because part of me is wondering, like, has the vital bracelet not necessarily reached the end of its lifespan on its own, but as a Digimon product?
Honestly, I could see it going either way. Because you have a point. Like, the Vital Brace being like a Digimon device, like, we might be close to the end of the cycle. Because, like, obviously we have the Digivice Double V coming out. But, like, as far as, like, DIM are concerned, or at least, like, BE cards,
we only
know of one.
We only know 2.
Oh yeah, the 25th and then the Gammamon. That's kind of it. I
have
can
heard
honestly
nothing
see them.
else.
Yeah, I can see it's possible that they might start waning on Digimon support, and then Bandai's just testing the waters to see if, like, now finally coming out with, like, a more traditional VPET in full color, if that's still, like, something people want, which I can't see why not, because people never stopped asking for it.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of want to, like, start something on Twitter to be like, Bandai, I absolutely love the Digimon version, the Digimon color, and will totally buy at least one of them. Please make another version in the future that could use DIMs or something, and I will also buy that. Just, like, I know they read petitions from the West. Let's make a petition from the West asking to put the DIM cards in the color.
Yeah. Or even, like, you know, it'd be cool if the color was, like, you know, the 20th, where, like, there was, like, multiple eggs.
See,
like,
I can't go back to multiple eggs. It's what would make the perfect VPET for me has always been the ability to switch out the roster and raise. It's not just, like, to not have to worry about the February 2023 for the color. But yeah, the ability to switch out the roster and see a variety, and, like, have, like, the variety of different Digimon without having to buy, like, basically, what's gonna happen when the color's done with the reaches version 5 and possibly 6? We're just gonna get the pendulum color.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen when the pendulum color's gone?
The DMX color?
Yeah. Like, the Vital Bracelet has the right system for approaching the Vital Bracelet is the perfect system because it means they can add to and keep the device going as long as they want to, because all they have to do is keep it on the shelves, release a better version of it every so often, and just sell rosters. People will buy the rosters. People are actually more inclined to buy additional rosters than they are to buy a second pet.
Yeah, you know, that could be one of the tests they're doing too. Like, are people willing to buy separate pets for rosters again?
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of messed up.
Yeah. I think Bandai will strike gold when they make the Digimon Color have the normal VPET play pattern while having the Vital Bracelets roster and mobile device interactivity.
Yeah, I think so for sure. Like, the app compatibility is something that's really cool, and I understand why the color doesn't have that, because, you know, there's only so much you can do with the team they have. I mean, look at, like, where the Arena, because the Arena app, like, when we first saw it, looked completely different. It is now not just the Arena app, but it's also the BE app in general. Like, it's both in one, which explains why we keep getting repeats of the same, like, 5 raids, because the team is busting their ass, making two different things work.
I have been saying that since Revive 3.
Yeah. So, like, it makes sense now, like, for sure. Like, and again, like, just to see, like, how different the, like, again, when they first announced it to now, how different the Arena app looks like, how it's gonna work. Like, I was really worried when seeing the newer stuff come out about the Arena app, because I was worried they were gonna drop compatibility with the old devices altogether. I'm very happy that they are still keeping their word and saying, like, yes, it is compatible with the original Characters Watch, the original Vital Brace, and the Digivice V, along with the BE. I mean, obviously, you're not going to get the newer features, which I think is fair, but I'm still happy that it's at least compatible.
Mm-hmm.
Because that would have been a massive L.
Yeah, imagine Bandai of America was literally selling the Vital Hero.
Yeah, like, I was, like, a little worried. I was like, that was, like, the big, like, selling point of the Vital Hero, is that, like, hey, it's gonna be able to be online compatible with the new app. And I'm like, and, like, a lot of the stuff that they were advertising was, like, the older look for the app. Which I'm pretty sure was, like, internal stuff that Bandai was sharing with each other about how the app was going to look like.
Yeah.
And now it's completely fucking different.
Yep.
I'm a little bummed out about the, you know, since it's for the BE in general, they're dropping a lot of the R War game look. That's kind of a bummer.
Yeah. Yeah. That's probably another reason that, like, one of the things that they did keep from the Vital Bracelet for the color is the multitude of background screens.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, how many have they announced? Because, like, so far, from what I've been seeing and reading, at least what they're advertising is only 2 backgrounds, and it looks like it's just the version 1 and 2 background.
That makes sense. What is the version 2 background?
The desert one, I believe. Is
okay, yeah,
2.
I've only seen the field in the desert.
Yeah, like, I believe version 2's background was the desert, so I don't really know what the plan is here, because I don't. From what they're advertising, the version 1 is going to have version 1 roster, version 2 is going to have the version 2 roster, but for some reason, they are, they have both backgrounds for both devices.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wouldn't that imply that both devices have both eggs? I doubt, but it's just, like, it's a weird thing. Like, why? Like, why is that a thing? Like, why? Weird. Like, why are they only... Because it would make sense if there was, like, oh, hey, you know...
Though, another thing that you just said that makes me mad is, the roster of the Color V1 is 4 Digimon less than the Anniversary B.
Yes, okay, thank you for mentioning that. Okay, this is such a weird thing, too, because, like, the rosters are almost identical compared to the 2. Like, they're very similar.
They're actively trying to set them up as a set.
Yeah.
Think about it. BE Anniversary, it comes in with it has the brick and gray bands.
Yeah.
Version 1, brick and gray colors. BE Anniversary Memory, version 1 roster, colorless dot sprites. Color, version 1 roster, colored sprites, which was the VB's thing.
Yeah.
25th anniversary BE, colored in Tyrannomon artwork. Digimon Color, alternative, colorless Tyrannomon artwork.
Yeah.
They are billing these as a set, but it is at the same time so clear that the reason that the color is in existence is because it's there for the people who didn't want a fitness watch.
Yeah.
What are
for sure.
Like, I can only interpret this as testing the waters, seeing if they get the same kind of surge that the Vital Brace did from the people who were against wearing a fitness watch. They're, I guess, what could technically be considered their normal target demographic. And if they get the same numbers going forward, it's gonna be fuck the BE. Digital Monsters back in its own system again.
Yeah, I can see that, honestly, because you're right. Like, it is very much like, hey, I know you're tired of the whole fitness watch thing. Here's something you remember. Like, here's something more familiar to you guys. And also something you've been dying for. Because, like, the only thing that this is missing is, like, app compatibility. That's it.
No,
like, this is everything else.
That's the other thing. It's not just missing app compatibility, Xana. I'm not sure if you saw, but do you know the miracle that the Digimon Color pulled off?
Is it still compatible with the OG V-Pets?
It fights using prongs, and it got Seki back to working on World.
No way!
So here's what I'm thinking.
This is the end time. Seki's in retirement.
Do you remember my theory, Xana, about the Versus memory card?
The DATS theory, or the fact that like they stole Seki's? They pretty much like saw what Seki was doing and went, copy paste.
No. That they saw what Seki was doing and were just like, yes, we appreciate this. Here's a way to do that. And Seki was like, nah, I don't want to do it that way. And they're like, hey, we understand. Makes it the way Seki can use.
Yeah.
I'm starting to, like, I will gladly lose having an actual online app if it means we can have a version of the Vital Brace style that still uses the interchangeable memory cards that we can just use it on World instead.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The other thing, though, is the incredible difficulty of it is, for the color, do I go for the version 1 because it's my jam, or do I go for the version 2 to balance out the BE memory?
Oh, you're right, because the BE memory is only version 1.
Yeah.
That's a tough pick, because I'm probably gonna end up buying both. But I'm also kind of like
the 1 because it's going to be on my World device going forward. I might even use. It might even become something I'm more attached to than my actual Vital Bracelet.
Honestly, I can see the same, because I've only been running Vital Braces and stuff like that. I really miss running traditional devices, but I just haven't really had the time.
See, it's not even that for me. It's that I always tend to keep a VPET on me, like, in general, but when I have my Digivice shelled VB in my hands, it just feels so much more fun for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, there's a factor to having it as a separate... Like, there's something about the way that the Vital Bracelet was implemented that it just doesn't capture the spirit the right way. But yeah. Anyway, we've reached the hour 45 mark. I think we can call it here.
Okay.
Yeah.
How cool